Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. I'm feeling really guided to actually get out my crystals, and I didn't have them laid out prior to starting the reading because I haven't been using them recently, and I wasn't expecting that we would use them in today's reading, but I used to use these because each one to me represents a different chakra center. I'm actually going to use a few different decks here as well, just because I'm feeling guided to it. So give me just a moment here. And so I am going to be organizing these stones in order of the chakra centers and seeing what messages we can pull through here. And I'm actually feeling guided as well to pull an emotion card. I've not used this deck in a while, so let's just see what comes through here. I really feel like this reading is meant to be left open-ended today. Sometimes I come in with a very strong idea of exactly what is going to come through the reading, but this feels like one of those readings that is just meant to be left open. By the way, today I also felt in advance of the reading that this will be one of those reading videos where I am going to be doing the collective reading and energy update. And then for those of you who are either YouTube channel members or Patreon members, which by the way, thank you so much to all of you who support this work either on Patreon or YouTube memberships. But if you are a member either of those places, you know that I do bonus or extended readings just for you 3 times per week, along with these readings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But today I'm actually feeling like the extended reading is going to be more of a bonus reading, meaning it's going to be about a completely different topic. We're going to look at a completely different thread of energy. It's sort of going to be like a mini reading, if you will, if you're familiar with the channel. So I am going to be channeling that separately. That may already be posted as of when this video is public, but the link to that special bonus message for those of you interested in listening to it will be in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so what can I channel? The first card I got at the bottom of the deck was Balance in the reverse position. So I feel like I may be picking up on someone who's going through a lot of ups and downs right now emotionally. Maybe having difficulty keeping their balance, but I'm hearing nothing is going wrong in this. Even if it feels like a roller coaster of emotions, I am actually getting that there's something really powerful happening through this, an overall rebalancing or recalibration happening in your life, in your energetic field behind the scenes. And you are facilitating those powerful transformations when you simply show up for yourself every single day. Yes, we have the card Acceptance. When you surrender into the process, when you accept the highs and the lows and choose to love yourself through it anyway, that is how you are collaborating with the universe here, how you are facilitating this greater process of rebalancing and recalibration that I sense is happening in your life. This card also says, as an affirmation, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So I feel like there are certain aspects or elements of your life, maybe your connections, people around you, that you're realizing you have no control over, and yet they've been affecting you energetically. And I'm getting the sense that you're being pushed to surrender those things that you cannot control, those things that are not your job to control, weight that maybe you've been carrying psychologically or emotionally for other people. that is not yours to carry. And I feel part of why this is being brought to the surface at this time is because you are being called into a higher level of purpose. We have the purpose card here as well. Yeah. And with worry reversed, there are certain worries or fears, specifically these things or dynamics that are actually out of your control that need to be released. I'm seeing a hot air balloon, like you are in this hot air balloon rising to new levels, but you have to have this lightness about you to expand into this higher level of your purpose and your calling. And so what I'm getting here is part of why you may be feeling somewhat unbalanced lately is because things that you may have been fearing or worrying about or just carrying subconsciously for others that you've had no control over are being brought to the surface to be released, to lighten your energy, to allow you to rise into a higher level of purpose. I'm just getting this really strong sense of this new phase of your life calling you into it, but it's requiring this new level of lightness out of you. It's almost like there are certain worries or fears or burdens that you can't carry into this next version of you, which is why they're being brought to the surface at this time. Yeah, we have the number 555, a lot of massive change taking place in your energetic field and in your life. I feel like this worry, because it's showing up on the heart chakra here too, or the solar plexus. It's kind of between the two. So these worries may have actually been affecting your sense of confidence or security within yourself or in your life, or they may have been affecting your heart chakra in the sense that they may have been worries related to people or things that you love or care about, or that you've had this heart chakra connection to. But again, I'm feeling like acceptance and surrender here is the key. I'm hearing breathe into it. Allow yourself to release it, to surrender what you cannot control. I'm also hearing your purpose will carry you. So for many of you, as this new phase of your life calls you into it, you're also, and this is where the highs and lows come in, right? Because with that unbalanced card we got earlier, it's not that everything is low, it's that there seem to be this kind of roller coaster of emotions, the highs and the lows. I feel like those emotional highs are in part that there is this expanded sense of purpose that you're coming into. You may even be catching flashes or glimpses about just how big your impact is going to be on this planet. Moments where I'm hearing you're being shown how impactful you are either currently or that you're going to be. Maybe for some of you, you've had some new vision for a kind of impact you'd like to have on your community, your family, your friend circle, your area, or the planet at large. Or you've had some kind of new idea for something you want to do, a business you want to create, something you want to bring to life, or something that you're already starting to take steps towards. And I feel like this is the universe showing you just how big your purpose on this planet really is, and almost like taking you to this bird's eye view perspective of how widespread your impact is going to be. So I am going to be reshuffling the cards, and I'm also going to be pulling out my love word scramble. For those of you who are new, this is a tool that I use to channel specific names and details that could connect with certain individuals in personal ways. As I always say, only take this as it connects for you. I'm hearing in and out of your orbit. Someone is in and out of your orbit. Interesting, but allow yourself to be the center of gravity. And I felt a wave of chills around that. So that always tells me something about this is really spiritually significant for someone. So for someone listening, you may have been coming to this reading seeking answers about a particular person. I do feel that for many of you, this is someone that there is some potential romantic curiosity or undertone with. That doesn't have to be the case. But what I'm getting is that this is someone who seems to fly in and out of your orbit, like they gravitate towards you and then they kind of seem to disappear or be repelled away from you. And I'm hearing what's actually happening is they're in and out of your timeline, but you are meant to be the center of gravity. This has been coming up so strongly the last few days. And I'm hearing one way to practice this. This came to me a few days ago and sounds a bit strange, but as the divine feminine, I know many of you are resonating more with being a divine feminine. That doesn't have to be the case, but if you are a divine feminine, which the labels divine feminine and divine masculine aren't connected to gender, so keep that in mind as well. But if you are a divine feminine, you know that one of the greatest feminine wounds collectively is over caretaking and self-sacrificing, over giving, to try and prove or to earn worth or validation or love or affection or care in return. And many of us are playing a massive role in healing this divine feminine wound. And we're doing this by becoming our own center of gravity and moving from that place. Giving from a state of overflow within ourselves because we've already given ourselves the world, because we love ourselves so deeply that we can't help but naturally overflow with abundance or support or love for others. But the giving comes from that unconditionally self-loving place, rather than seeking to get something back in return or to earn our own worth or validation. We know that we are already worthy and validated within ourselves. That is what heals the wound. And I know many of you are on that path, and you are showing the way for other feminines as well, because you've firmly learned your own worth within yourself, which is so beautiful, by the way. But I'm getting that there is a very powerful soul connection that seems to be in and out of your orbit. There's something very mysterious about this whole situation. Maybe it's mysterious to you where you don't fully understand it yet. You don't fully know who this person is or what role they're meant to play in your life. For others of you, maybe the mysteriousness is less about the physical person and more about the connection. Like, what kind of connection is this? Why is it always in and out of my orbit? That's what I'm getting so strongly here. Now, as I always say, I do channel many different people, energies, and threads throughout these readings. So only take the messages that do connect for you personally and intuitively. But what I'm getting is that, I'm seeing that worry card reversed here again. Release your worries, release your fears around this situation. I'm hearing there's a reason this person keeps coming back into your orbit. They are feeling your magnetic pull. And I do feel that there is something rare happening between the two of you, and there is a higher spiritual purpose here. But the lesson for you is, can I maintain my center of gravity while also holding the knowing and the awareness that I do have some kind of rare, powerful soul connection with this person? Now, I have to say, I feel very strongly here that as you hold this center of gravity, this person is going to be back. If lately they've felt pushed away or repelled, or I'm hearing there was some kind of an almost here, like maybe you haven't met this person yet and you almost met them, or you almost heard from them, or almost felt them reach out, or you almost had a point of reconnection, but it almost feels like near misses. If that's the case, there is such a huge key coming through here. And it's to keep being the center of gravity, allowing this person to come in and out of your orbit, but to trust that as you hold your center, as you stay focused on yourself, grounded in self-love, affirming to yourself, I am connected to my own personal highest timeline, and I only want to connect with the people, relationships, things, and experiences that can meet me here. I firmly believe that as you hold that energy, this person is going to come back into your orbit, and they're going to want to connect with you in a meaningful and consistent way. I feel like there's going to be some kind of manifestation that you've been desiring when it comes to this person and situation, but it's almost teaching you or requiring you to hold that center of gravity within yourself and to release your fears or worries that it isn't happening or that it's not going to happen, to really totally surrender here. Surrender again to that knowing that if or when this is meant for me, it will connect with me on my personal highest timeline, and it will. And I will get more into this person, but what I was going to say earlier, a technique you can use If you as a divine feminine feel yourself being pulled off of your center of gravity, and this is actually something you can become adept at energetically sensing. For many of you, you are already aware of this. You can feel it when something is tugging your energy away from yourself. For example, this would be kind of like if you are hoping to see someone out somewhere and you find yourself scanning the room, trying to look for them, trying to see if they've entered the room, if they've showed up yet, where they are, what they're doing. That would be you in a more chasing or pushing kind of energy. And there's no fault in that because it actually makes a lot of sense. And it comes from the fact that you are so intuitive and spiritually attuned that, just like I talked about in my recent video on soul ties and 13 signs a soul tie has been activated, if you've experienced this kind of urgent, like pushing, chasing feeling lately, you may be experiencing the activation of a soul tie with this person. It's very powerful. And because you're so empathic, you are spiritually attuned to that experience and it makes it more intense for you. So you may want to check out my other video on that if you do have questions about signs that a soul tie has been activated like this. But I do feel that that's what's happening here, that you and this person have some kind of activated soul tie. That I heard the name Leroy for someone. That's interesting. I guess this also could be Leo energy, or maybe just some of those letter initials are involved in someone's first or last name. But what I'm getting here is you have an activated soul tie between the two of you, and it serves some kind of a higher purpose. And you know that the other person here still seems to be figuring that out consciously, which is why they're orbiting in and out of your reality. But it's very important that they come to you, that they align with you on your highest timeline, rather than you sacrificing your self-empowerment or your self-focus or your peace to enter into or try to chase down their timeline, if that makes sense. But anyway, when you feel your attention being kind of pulled in this way, something you can practice, especially if you're feeling this when you're out in public, is you can choose a spot on like the wall if you're inside, or outside, choose an object or something you can look at, not a person, but something you can focus your eyes on physically, and try to train your attention so that you are focused on that spot and you are not looking at or looking for anyone or anything around you. And it's going to be tempting if you are kind of in that seeking mode, like looking for how other people are reacting or responding to you, or maybe looking to see if that specific person is around. It's going to be difficult, but try to focus on one specific point with your eyes and mentally, internally affirm to yourself, I am the center of gravity. I am the center of my own universe. I am aligned with my highest timeline. Everything that is meant for me and aligned with my highest and most harmonious good will connect with me on this level. And try to just internally repeat things similar to that and reaffirm this without moving your eyes from that spot, without looking to see what anyone else around you in the room is doing, what's going on in the room, who's entered the room. Just really, in essence, turning your attention inward by fixing your gaze on something. This can almost be like a form of an energetic recalibration that you can do even in public without needing to go into a full-blown traditional meditation, if that makes sense. I've personally found this to be really powerful. This can help you to recharge your energy, to return your energy back to yourself, to become that center of gravity again. And I guarantee when you come out of this small exercise, you will feel a shift in how the world and people around you respond to you. And when it comes to this specific person, as I said earlier, I really feel as though they're going to be back. For some reason, I keep seeing black hair or dark hair. Maybe that's relevant to someone. So I am going to be reshuffling the cards here, and let's take a look at this connection, since this connection seems to really want to make itself known. So let me pull up my love word scramble again, because I've not really used that yet. Okay, we have the words chapter, voice, full, I'm hearing it's not the end of the story, it's just the end of a chapter. So that might be relevant to someone here. The sound of your voice is very enticing and alluring to someone. Okay, so what is this person? What is the nature of this connection? Let's start there. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, I feel that this person is working up their sense of inner courage to come towards you. But also this connection is reminding you how to stay focused on yourself as you allow the things and people that are meant for you to connect with you on that level. I really feel like this person is developing the courage to connect with you. They're very intimidated here. With pride in the reverse position, I feel with this card, you are getting past this person's usual defenses, their usual filters, so to speak. I almost get the sense this is someone who sees the world in a very filtered way. Like they tend to make a lot of like judgment calls, or maybe they've had a strong sense of ego or pride in the past that kind of masks their heart space. But I feel like I keep hearing you're different. What about this is different? This person is running circles around this in their head. They're thinking, why are you so different? Why is this so different? It gets right past their defenses. You go right past their ego, right past their pride, and touch their heart. That's what this person has been running circles around. That's what they can't quite understand here. I am aware there's more to it. Yeah, this is someone who knows that they're dealing with something more than a surface level connection here. They may not have a deep understanding of soulmates, twin flames, soul bonds in the way that we talk about those kinds of things, but they know that there is something deeper happening here. We also have, I want to be with you, but I'm scared. And I'm hearing subconscious fears. So I feel like every time this person experiences these subconscious fears of being with you, it almost like pulls them down from the timeline that the two of you were connecting on. And I feel like that's what creates this sensation of them orbiting you, like being in and out of your timeline, because they start to connect with you or move closer to you, and then they get scared. And it's almost like they get cold feet on a soul level and kind of drop down into a timeline of fear and insecurity and uncertainty. And that seems to temporarily disconnect the two of you, but then they always come back because they have such a desire for this. We wanted different things. I'm not ready to open up. You're the only one that truly understands me. Yeah, so this is someone feeling deeply seen by you. Can I get any more information about this person? They feel like you, even if you've not met them, they have a sense that you have the capacity to understand them on a deeper level. This is someone who feels completely seen in your presence, and yet, and I can feel that magnetic pull towards you. By the way, all of this has been sitting on their third eye chakra, so that's what their intuition is saying to them. Like, I feel this pull towards you. I know on a soul level that you understand me, but they're afraid of opening up. I regret how I handled the situation. Yeah, so if you felt this person kind of drop out of your timeline at times, I feel like they regret that. They regret not making more of a move towards you, not connecting more with you. I'm also seeing a clock. So this could represent, maybe this person wears a watch or something like that. But what I'm actually getting is they're very aware of time, and specifically the passage of time. They know that this is the kind of connection that is meant to be acted upon. And I feel that there is this limited window here, meaning you seem to be giving this person some kind of space to come towards you, or you're like holding some space open. Of course, you're staying centered on your timeline. You're seeing yourself as this center of gravity, but I also feel like you're holding an open space for this person in some way. Now, I don't know how that is. That might be different from person to person, but I feel like you're making some kind of space for them, either energetically, emotionally in your life. Maybe you're putting yourself, I'm hearing you're putting yourself in their path. I don't know what that means, but For example, if you know that you see this person out certain places, maybe not in a chasing way, but you find yourself spending more time in those places, or maybe like emotionally, you're giving them some kind of a window to come towards you. I just really feel like you are keeping some window open consciously or subconsciously for this person. That's kind of a limited window because they know that's not going to be held open forever. I'm hearing that you're too rare and valuable to wait forever. Not that you're necessarily waiting. It's a bit of a complex energy here, but I get the sense that you are holding something for them. I don't know what this is. Maybe, for example, you're holding off on moving forward into another romantic connection, or again, maybe you're putting yourself in their path or creating openings for the two of you to connect further. I don't know what this is, but they know on some level that you are making concessions for them or leaving something open that they can choose to connect with in a more meaningful way. You're not doing the work for them, but you have created the space for it. And that is kind of a limited opportunity thing. So they feel strongly aware of the clock ticking here. With the Lovers card, the King of Cups and the Sun. Wow. Yeah, I'm hearing you've already changed this person. I don't know what that means for you personally, but something about your presence, your light, your energy, it's already activated something emotionally within them. And I'm hearing you're feeling the rebound effect of that. So if you felt kind of an energetic high after being around this person, or you felt strangely like energized by their presence or by interaction with them, or you felt this like lightness or this happiness or this glow about you, I feel like what your guides want you to know is you actually were experiencing the rebound effect of how you've impacted this person, that they're feeling it even more so, and you're kind of picking up empathically on the reflection of that. I'm also hearing missing you. Interesting. So I don't know if this person hasn't seen you or talked to in a while, or it's almost like they're missing you from that other timeline they keep dropping back into. It's like they keep rising to your timeline temporarily, connecting with you or seeing you or interacting with you in some way. And it's meaningful and beautiful and leaves you both with this like warm, fuzzy, glowing feeling. And then they get a little in their head, or they drop into this lower timeline, and you are holding yourself on this higher timeline. So you're not dropping to that level, which naturally disconnects the two of you in the physical world. And then it's almost like they miss you from that timeline. But maybe that's part of the point, because that feeling of missing you is also naturally causing them to miss the energy of that higher timeline for themselves. So it follows that somehow in this strange, convoluted way, you and your connection to them is inspiring them to a higher timeline, to a higher version of themselves, because when they're out of sync with that timeline, they notice it through these feelings of missing you. So I keep getting drawn back to this card. I am aware that there's more to it. This person knows there's more to your connection. The Lovers card is the most powerful spiritual love card in the deck. And with King of Cups, this is someone very much in their feelings about you. And I'm hearing it's unusual for them. So you've actually sparked something in them that's very rare. They don't usually feel this way. I'm hearing especially so instantaneously about another person. I'm also getting the word spark. This also could be the song Sparks by Coldplay as well. But with the Service card, yeah, I feel like you've stimulated this person to desire to care for you, to provide for you, to support you. I'm hearing part of why they're so drawn to you is actually because of what you inspire out of them. I feel like you illuminate and inspire parts of this person out of them that no one else has before. And to be honest, with balance in the reverse position, it does leave this person feeling a little unbalanced at times. Not in a bad way, but in the sense that this connection is so powerful. It's a lot to process at times. It throws them off kilter at times, which kind of brings us full circle, because we pulled that card for you in the beginning. And I feel a lot of what you may be feeling is actually empathically in tune to this person. So when I say that this person may be feeling a little off balance, that may mean that part of why some of you may be feeling some emotional lows or imbalance could be because you are empathically picking up on this person who is processing their connection to you on such a deep level and feeling ungrounded or thrown off by it at times. So I am going to go ahead and close this reading with a 𝗟𝗵𝗵𝗵 oracle card. I know I said that in the extended bonus reading, we're going to be diving into like a separate message, but I feel strongly that this person's energy may come back through that reading. I don't know for sure. I will try to confirm if I remember in the pinned comment after I record that reading, whether or not we pick up this thread of energy again. But if this connected, I feel there may be a message there for you too as well. And again, you can check that out through the pinned comment or description box underneath this video. But what is one final message to close this reading? Of course, we pull the Sacred Union card. So let's read a little bit from the 𝗟𝗵𝗵𝗵 oracle. The oneness of love and the lover is eternal. Surrender your heart into this union, for all else in the world is momentary. Stupefied by bliss, I become without thought. There is no grief in that loss. I gladly surrender my intelligence in favor of this mindlessness. It is ecstasy, rapture, the sweetness of the union so sacred, it overwhelms my senses. The lover and the beloved are my world. Nothing else exists except this love, this unity of divine masculine and feminine, and the fresh new universe that shall be born from their sacred conjoining. Let us be swept away, my beloved, in the passionate loving that renders duality into one and tips the mind into empty ecstasy. So I'm going to go ahead and close this reading here. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. Of course, as always, I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything connected. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. And otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's collective reading.